If you can identify like what problem is this solving for the client, like overall, you can't take these buildings to the grave. So, maybe that partner, you kind of teed him up in a way that he could easily back out because his capital gains was higher than what he thought. But maybe there's an underlying motivation that if really dug in, he would just kind of like not really even look at this to begin with.
I love the way you put problems don't kill deals, surprises kill deals. I think that's so true. In fact, I just had a deal get killed, $26 million deal. And I was speaking with the partner, Shaun, and I was imploring the partner that you need to set up this tax strategy before the close of escrow. And if you don't, it's too late, right? And I was imploring them to get a meeting. I actually flew back to California, drove down to Fresno to meet with them, okay, in person. And so I got the people, everyone there. And I'm telling them, you need to set it up before close of escrow. Well, the one partner ended up having a big capital loss that he could offset his tax on. And the other partner, who was the hardest one to get to, who was at the meeting, somehow between the translation, he thought he could use the tax strategy post-close. And I think this is one of those landmine moments that now I'm going, oh my gosh, I need to create a one-pager that says, here are the surprises that you don't want to get hit with, right? Sort of like you need to set up a 1031 exchange before the close of escrow, right? If you don't, you're not going to have a 1031. It's going to be your personal account's over, right? And so I'm learning new lessons every single day. It's a huge deal. I called him up and he goes, Brett, I can tell you where it killed the deal. I said, where did it kill it, Jim? He said, the moment I was surprised, basically, that we couldn't use it post-close. I'm like, how do you guys not get that? I go, I thought I said it, but I honestly didn't say it clearly enough, right? Because otherwise he would have known that and he would probably be doing the deal. And so that surprise killed the deal. Any thoughts or ways that you're helping to prevent surprises to your team, to the client, so that nobody misses anything that you're saying?
Well, one of the things that I would say to you in that situation is, well, what was the underlying motivation for them to sell? At some points, if it's a purely profit motivated, kind of transaction, we'll give somebody their closing cost statements and really get into the granular. But what we found kind of lately is, the numbers are the numbers. But if you can identify like what problem is this solving for the client, like overall, you can't take these buildings to the grave. So, maybe that partner, you kind of teed him up in a way that he could easily back out because his capital gains was higher than what he thought. But maybe there's an underlying motivation that if really dug in, he would just kind of like not really even look at this to begin with. So, I mean, on some level, we really clarify on the front end something like net closing proceeds and exactly to the granular dollar what you're going to left with. But a lot of times people are just like, keep it high level. Like, I'm just simply here to execute a conceptual strategy, which is sell at the most money the market can bear and the best price and terms possible, and either cash out or buy the best possible replacement property. And the numbers are going to be the numbers, but I just want to make sure I'm maximizing both ends of that. And if we can get somebody on the conceptual, framework of like, this is what's going to, ultimately, you're not selling a number, you're buying a lifestyle, then these numbers and these little closing cost adjustments, they don't really mean much. So it's a nuanced answer, but I think with that particular client, if there's any going back to the well, it's really just if you discovered it on the front end, but it's clarifying with them, like, why were they selling in the first place? Because it probably has more to do with something else as well as the numbers.